Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Wednesday, March 5th, 2025. Please understand that because I'm going to have this video go out on numerous platforms and some are less free than others, I'm going to have to speak very carefully. So if I seem to be doing that, you've been forewarned why. My viewers that have been with me a while understand this. To remain on certain platforms, I have to be very careful. Well, our Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has been in the news quite a bit lately because there is a much touted outbreak occurring mainly down in Texas of a childhood illness that starts with M. And I was reassured to see that the mainstream media is really going after him because he is not endorsing some conventional jabs as much as he's talking about parents need to get informed, talk with their healthcare provider, check into other options. And he talks about good results some doctors are having with less invasive type of treatments for this and other illnesses. Now, at first, when an op-ed came out on the 2nd of this month, that the headline that was chosen out of it talked about the option to do the jabs, and the alt media community lost their heads, or at least certain of them. He's left us. He was a Trojan horse, and he's sold out. And the hue and cry was out there. And I went and read the op-ed article to see, and sure enough, they cherry picked one phrase there. And even in that op-ed article, RFK Jr. had gone on to talk about vitamin A, as being having some efficacy, as well as, again, parents need to talk with their healthcare provider and make informed choices. Now, he can't speak more clearly than that. Think about it, folks. He's in a position, he's doing more and speaking more plainly and speaking more truth than anyone I've ever heard in his position before. And he's always been very clear that he is now very hesitant about those type of protocols. I am too. I informed my healthcare provider to not even discuss them with me until such time as the companies that make those are able to be sued for what is in them or the effects they might have. Let's stop that discussion right there. But again, without fear of liability, they can be incentivized to add a little this, add a little that, play a little eugenics, whatever. Okay. I really believe that. I do. And I think that, again, RFK Jr., now that Big Pharma pays for a lot of the studies that get published, they are not going to pay for studies that would look closely into alternative treatments or more natural treatments, things like that. So until such time as there is a body of evidence that he can stand on and actually openly oppose something like this, he's kind of doing the best he can, is my Laura's view on all this. But hey, we're not going to just take my word for it. We're going to ask the cards about that. Now, you'll notice in the video description box, I've included one link that will take you to an article where they're talking about how the Big Pharma is not happy with him because he being RFK Jr., because he's not just openly endorsing one type of treatment, but talking about some alternatives, things that don't have big bucks attached to them, and copyrights and patents and things like that necessarily. So they're not very happy with him. And I found that, as I said, to be reassuring. Now, I'm also going to add a link or two. I put a few things up about this childhood illness. There is one fatality that is being talked about in the news. Apparently, there's more going on with that fatality. The child had a couple of other um, issues that had gotten them hospitalized. While in the hospital, even though they were already ill, the healthcare provider and parents chose to have a jab administered. And the shedding of that jab could actually have provided what seemed to be the cause of the lethality. And so it looks like there was way more to that one issue and terrible loss of life than, what the mainstream is reporting. When is that not the case, though, right? And think about it. If RFK Jr. openly comes out and opposes something, as I said, without a body of evidence to back him up, and there is another loss of life, he's going to be blamed and ousted, which the big buck pharma would love to have because they want a mouthpiece there. They don't want someone that's even trying to be reasonable and say, explore your options. I mean, I think personally, if we could just get young parents to realize there are options out there, they do need to do some homework, it would be huge. It would be huge. And this is a battle I personally have fought to no avail in my own family, suggesting do your homework. Have you thought about why in the world would they want to be allowed to never have to worry about a lawsuit? Well, I mean, I've tried to get people to do some critical thinking about that to no avail. And, then we just have to just cover those poor little ones in prayer and high hopes. And that's all we can do when it's not something that we're in charge of ourselves. Let's, though, go over. I'm going to change the camera. You can watch me work with the cards. We're going to ask a question. I'd like to, as usual, I'd like to try to put a yes or no element into this question. And I'm just going to ask, is RFK Jr. Still someone who is trying to advance his stated hopes for Make America Healthy Again and to have more disclosures and just candidness going dialogue back and forth with us being the American people about protocols, options, things like that. He has said, I believe, let me see, I've got his article up here that I'm going to reference to you. Okay, that he said, this is RFK Jr. is a quote from him. We are going to be honest with the American people for the first time in history about all of the tests and all of the studies about what we know and what we don't know. That probably sent chills down the spines of Big Pharma. Good, good. So I think with quotes like that and him taking some flack about not endorsing a particular type of protocol, I think he's still on our side, but we'll find out. Is he holding the line? Is he still what he presented himself as? And will he continue to work towards the goals we want, which is transparency and responsibility if there's any issues and in our ingredients and healthcare and protocols that are available to us and treatments that are available to us. I mean, is he still holding the line there? That's our yes or no element, plus additional insights and information. Okay, enough from me. Let's see what the tarot has to say. I'm going to change camera. Hang on. Okay, and we have some faith that RFK Jr. Is still what he presented himself to be, someone concerned with transparency in ingredients, in treatments, in protocols, in actual peer-reviewed studies, etc. Is he still what we hoped for? We being, the American people that are consider ourselves to be kind of awake to some of um, the shenanigans going on in our world, plus additional insights and information. So sad, David. Anytime the MSM attacks someone, it's reassuring. But that's the way it is, isn't it? Okay, let's see what the universe wants us to know. Okay, we've got the Ten of Cups. We have the Three of Wands, the Tower in the recent past, present. Ooh, we have the Ten of Swords. Then we have the Nine of Swords. What an interesting layout here. Queen of Swords, lots of swords going on, and the Knight of Cups. Okay, I'm gonna mull these over for a second, and then I will tell you what I'm getting downloaded. Okay, and we'll look at the elements of the cards that lead me to say that. Okay, this is a little unusual for me. I think we have a mix going on here with the message, and the problem is the way I phrase the question. It is fairly commonly believed in alt media circles that there are a lot of 2.0s going on. People who are, for one reason or another, playing the part of an original person. They might be body doubles, they may be central casting, which President Trump talks about a lot. And I think we've got a mix going on here of some, because I didn't ask for the person seen in the public eye. I think we're getting a mix of things here. Now, to that end, I'm going to rephrase the question, try to begin, but let's take a look at the things I found reassuring here. First of all, no matter who's playing the part, they're very family oriented and concern and love for children. There is an ongoing effort to try to be take advantage of an opportunity, and this appointment was an opportunity for that person. Okay, but here are cards that tell me not so much that, and I could have read them as this way, that it was a, kind of a falling away of the old appointment paradigm and the good old boy network. And I could read it that way, but I think I want to be honor what I'm hearing from the cards, and they're telling me that no, we're talking about RFK. So we got a little reveal here that I was asking about a 2.0 and I needed to specify that. Now, even though we did, again, it's telling us, hey, there's not a lot to worry about, not nearly as much as you might think they are with this information that you're getting. And the Queen of Swords is all about truth and objectivity. Absolutely. And this will be looking forward to. So even though whoever plays the part, we're being told whatever they do, they're going to try to do it, get some truth out there, truth and transparency. And this is a card that indicates that. And just the other information is yeah, he's playing a game where he's got to be very cautious because there's a lot of big money that is heavily invested in tricking him and misleading him and having him either, join the fold or go away. So that's what I'm getting with this. I'm going to bring the camera back to me and explain that a little bit. And then and I'm not going to recap this. So this is your chance to recap that, okay? To look at whatever I had to say about that. And then we'll do the read with a little more well-articulated question. Normally, this would be when you'd see me for a recap. I'm not going to do that today, and I'll explain why. Not yet. Yet. Because when I phrased this question about RFK, I didn't ask for the person seen in the public eye. And it was my opinion, which I shared with you just a moment ago, that we were getting a mix of information. Yes, reassuring us that whoever's playing that part is doing their job well, but that indeed we are talking about a 2.0. So the universe wasn't sure. Do you want to know about the original? Do you want to know about this one? I'm going to rephrase that question like I usually do when there's any possibility that it's a 2.0 and ask about the person seen in the public eye and then see what the universe wants us to know. So I'm going to switch the camera. We'll try it again and we will find out together. Okay, it'll take me a minute because when I mix the cards, I try to mix them really well. So you can watch me do it or skip forward. I don't care. Pick your pick. Okay, we want to get these really well mixed up. We want the universe to be able to inform us about a very specific person, individual that's seen in the public eye. And I left that in because I know a lot of people are learning about tarot as I do these reads and kind of talk a little bit about the process because it's been always been my desire to have the mystery kind of leave these cards, people to realize that, just like we can become competent readers, we might not all get to the point where we want to do critical reviews of PhD dissertations, but we can read. And I feel like that these cards do provide some insights and information. And if you know some of the basic messaging and learn as you go, it also helps you too if you come across a reader who's not being quite candid, who maybe is somewhat compromised for whatever reason. It can help you to go, oh, okay, this is entertaining, but I'm not going to give them the time of day. No. And I've had that happen too. And so it's a case of, the more you know, the more you're an informed consumer. Okay, so our question to the universe is, the person seen in the public eye as RFK Jr., our current Health and Human Services um, Director. We would like insights and information. The yes or no elements to this question are, is the person seen in the public eye still performing his duties and discharging them with the same good intent that was expressed and endorsed by so many Americans, plus additional insights and information? So in other words, is he just doing a difficult job the best he can and trying to continue to get that transparency and information and just grow that awareness that there are treatment options out there, that there is a need to do a little homework, to ask some questions and not be afraid to do that just because someone has a white coat on. Let's find out. Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles. We got an Ace of Swords. We got a hard yes that this person seen in the public eye is indeed still what he was hoped for by those of us that said, yes, this is an endorsement and an appointment that may actually affect some change. Page of Cups for the recent past. Nine of Pentacles again showing up. Pardon me, Nine of Swords showing up again. The Emperor. Seven of Pentacles. And King of Swords. See how the spread changed when I changed the question a little bit? And to me, it's a much more clear answer now. Okay. So in this one, RFK Jr. and the way he's discharging his duties is being indicated by the Nine of Pentacles. And that is a card of sovereignty and independence. So again, he is not paid off by anybody. He had the independence of thought as well as means that he has been able to withstand any attempts to alter what he's trying to do. Okay. He being the RFK Jr. we see in the public eye discharging these duties. We have the hard yes here with the Ace of Swords saying yes. He is still doing a very difficult job to the best of his ability, and that's why the MSM is so irritated with him. Good job. Go RFK Jr. Page of Cups in the recent past, his appointment was a pleasant surprise for those of us who actually care about truth and, again, disclosing some options and revealing what might have been hidden or veiled from us, whether it's treatment options or protocols or information. His appointment is truly a gift for us. And this card says, hey, there is some cause for worry because he does have to dance that dance and he can't speak as plainly as he'd like to. There is we're going to have some worrisome sound bites, things like that, but there's not nearly as much to worry about as you might think there might be. Okay, now let's look forward. Now we're getting into the near future. First of all, the Emperor card shows up here again, saying he is on track. The White Hats have he is on the side of the White Hats and the Alliance. He is there's more that he wants to accomplish. And he's accomplishing part of his goal, but he's got way more planned. Absolutely a lot more planned. And again, White Hats, White Hats. The Alliance is endorsing him because this is becoming a time and an era when we, not just Americans, but humans, are going to be finding out more about treatment options, practices and protocols that will increase our longevity and our health. It's coming, folks. It is coming. Let's get a couple more cards and see. We have the Two of Wands, and the final card I'm getting, which is kind of confirming here, is the another Wands card, the Five of Wands. Now, first of all, Wands are fast acting. Okay, often this in cups can kind of indicate treatment protocols, okay, with the sticks, but the fives are always kind of a temporary. So he's going to be facing some challenges and a little bit of flack, but it's not going to be long lasting. And he really is invested in helping us, we the Americans, and then the larger population of the human race. He is the person playing this part, doing this job, truly has a worldview that is people-centered and good. So, further endorsement of RFK Jr. by the cards. Now let's recap. Okay, I went back and asked a question a little more specifically, and that was, is the person seen in the public eye as Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who is our Health and Human Services appointee, is he still someone we can trust who has not changed his vision or focus, which was stated to be people-centered and transparency, et cetera, et cetera? And we got a definite hard yes about that. So even though we may be dealing with a 2.0, and if you're a newer viewer, you know what, even our newer viewers should know what that is. I get some bots and trolls trying to act like they don't. But 2.0 is simply saying someone is playing the part of the original. Now, that someone could be a stand-in, could be a body double. I don't ever say clone unless I think it's a nefarious one, because it's my understanding that clones are only utilized by the deep state. Okay. But President Trump makes many, many references to central casting, and he's never put a limit on how high up that central casting can go. Okay. So we got a yes that he's still, someone we can trust. He's still got his eye on the prize, and that was good to see. His appointment indeed was a pleasant surprise, and it continues to be. We're going to still get some sound bites because he is trying to navigate some very shark infested waters carefully without giving anybody cause to remove him from his position because they say he's extreme or he is touting unproven, unvetted type of treatments and protocols. So we're still going to get a few concerning sound bites from him, but that's what they are. And if you listen, if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you can hear what he's trying to tell people in between, which is do your homework. Know there are options out there. Okay? Give some thought to why is there so much big money in this? And why are they trying to make you believe that this is our only option? So don't get concerned. Use your critical thinking. Then solid reassurance. He's a white hat. Absolutely. Absolutely white hat, white hat. And he is in the process of achieving a lot. Now, we're only in early days. We're just, weeks into this new administration. There's more that's planned. That's more that will come. And all of it is something that we can look forward to because it will be information that is useful, that helps us to become the healthier humans we should be. That's it for this video. I thank you so much for your patience as I had to kind of double down on the question there. But again, maybe you find the process interesting. If not, you know how to fast forward through a video, right? So that's it for this one. And until next time, if you'd like to receive it, it is yours. I send you love, light, and I wish you everything bright. Bye.